I do believe we are alive. So I'll say indeed and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. I thank you so much for joining me again on another day, another opportunity for us to consciously evolve. Today's stream topic is specifically about the threads of effort we weave together to hold onto our memories, or at least to make memories, right? Today's stream topic is very much honoring of the difficulty, the effort it takes to make memories, right? Take some effort, make memories. Memories don't just get made. You have to put some effort into it. And I feel like that's one of the things that's, at least to me, psychologically a principle of this universe that I feel I'm supposed to be learning from, right? It's the same thing with like work as well. That you might not feel like you want to do it until you're there, and then it is good, right? Maybe it's super cold outside, so you don't really feel like you want to get in the shower, but then as soon as you're in that hot shower, you don't want to get out of it, right? Little bit of effort lead us to a space that we want to find ourselves within. And I wonder why that is. I wonder how many of us are robbing ourselves of experiences because we do not want to put in the effort for it. All right, at least that's the thing that I want to talk about a little bit today. Hey, Joy V, bless you, friend. Pojo is here too. How was your show last night? I thought you were gonna, be gone for a little bit longer, but now that you're here, let us know. How was the show? If you read this, you can bet I love you. If you can't read it, but you hear it read, I love you all the same. Jovan, we love you too, so much. I have my little Dynavap here with me. I feel especially calm today. Feel trouble free. Trouble? No. None for me, thank you. I don't want any. You can keep it. I just want calm. I just want some calm. Do the effort to make memories. Alright, apparently we're going to go to some karaokeing tomorrow. I was first asked if we can go tonight, but I don't want to make that level of effort. There's a place in Hatfield, which is like 40 kilometers away, which is not that bad, that has like nice karaoke nights. But the same guy who does those karaoke nights also does a karaoke night here in Hartbeespoort, which is like less than 5 kilometers away. So instead of going to the one that there is tonight, we're gonna go to tomorrow's again. I'm gonna try cutting my teeth on the whole singing in front of people, Fractal. Apparently there's gonna be more people this time. Last time it was pretty quiet, which is the way I would prefer it, technically speaking, if I'm going to be singing. Karaoke, heck yeah. Show was transcendent. An amazing time was had. Bless. That's all I need to hear. I'm so happy to hear that, Joy Vive. Happy you had fun. Happy you got to have fun with your friends. And weirdly enough, your experience kind of slots in with today's stream topic. And with you and your archetype even, Joy Vive. We've talked about this before. This whole effort of going outside into the world and then the beautiful experience that can be had. And it's not a demonization of spending a lot of time indoors. I do that myself. It's more just a realization that you cannot make as many memories in your home as you might be able to make out there in the world if you would just put in the effort. I was thinking about this. I think I talked about it on stream even a while ago. How if you find yourself in the exact same place day in, day out, the novelty of that environment, I don't want to say wears off, but kind of like settles, right? You know of all of the things that are around you. And as a result, you don't have to form memories. Like if I think about this space and I think about our home and I think about our living room and the room next to it and the kitchen and the place that Max and John is sitting right now in my room and the room next to me and the bathroom, all of that stuff I can see so clearly in my mind's eye, right? The trees around me, the rocks, even going up there, I can see there with my mind's eye as well. So I don't have to go there and then remember again, what it looks like there, because that remembering has already happened, right? And it is a certain level of effort to remove yourself from a comfortable environment. But you will make memories, and surely these are valuable. Joy, Jaju, Melton, Moore, all above and below, all near and far, here and there, you're so very loved. Lurk mode active. Yeah, Jovan has been working. She's been hearing the whip cracking from her boss's side. Heck yeah, so happy you had a blast, right? Indoors is good, but outside can be fun too. It's true. I've been spending a lot of time against this wall, bro. You might have noticed. I don't know really why, other than it's nice. Really is that simple. Having some back support sitting like this has also been different. Mm, that is pleasant. You sing in front of us all the time, Mel. Not full songs, but still singing. True. This is true. I don't let my embarrassment get the better of me, Joy. I just feel it. I'm just very aware of it. The heart's beating, the sweaty palms, the stressing that you're gonna mess up, the being in the moment, singing the song, missing a lyric, stressing about that. It's a whole fractal, and it's good to practice in that way, right? It is effort, but it's good memories to make, I think. Noise pollution here sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. Maybe you can be a good part of the noise. You can just sing love, love England, love. And then amongst the, screams of people getting stabbed. I shouldn't make jokes like this. I'm sorry, Simon. Love you. Bless you, bro. The brick wall makes a pretty cool backdrop. The sunset and skyline are beautiful, but the wall looks good. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. I'm happy to hear that. It is a nice wall. Very textured as well. There's things to feel here. Yeah. A new level of calm has now washed over me. Surprise, surprise. To live in this world. You know what's the other side of today's fractal? Is the fact that it doesn't really matter. Like that's what's coming to mind right now. And it's kind of like having Sam on my shoulder, being a spokesperson as well. Talking about how, or maybe just reminding me that there is no experience that would be unworthy of your consciousness kind of vibe, right? So even if you just become a complete recluse, right? You have all of your food delivered to you. You never leave your home once in your life. All you ever experience is the things you see through your screens. I still believe that will be a worthy experience of having. I don't necessarily want it, but I cannot condemn another person for potentially wanting it, because I can understand that maybe that is something that they want. Maybe that is something their spirit needed. Your spirit would have to be very interesting. It would have to have a complex background to need something like that, but I can understand. The acoustics are decent where you are sitting. That I've noticed as well. I think I think that's actually why I originally came and sat here, is because of the wind noise. And since I no longer have microphones, I cannot afford, if you will, to sit out in the nature the way I usually do. Because again, the wind noise is no bueno. Is that Who Needs Tears? Bless you. It's nice having you here, friend. Mm, construction noise, ambient, ambulance sirens, police sirens, boy racers. It's all too much. I think boy racers are probably like, young dudes who got cars, who now want to rev their cars and drive their cars fast. That's what I understand as at least you and John should do a duet at the karaoke. We do. Last time I sang, all of the songs we did was me and John duetting. I didn't sing by myself, but I am willing to sing with John at least. What happened to your mics? They found new homes. They grew little legs and walked themselves away from my home a while ago now. The voices are telling me to end it, saying it's all quiet on this side. Yeah, the voices are lying to you, Simon. Just so you know, bro. It's not quiet on the other side, bro. You just deal with different noise. Love is true, Simon. One of my mantras, actually, when I feel the way you feel right now, I tell myself, love is true, the rest is noise, right? And since noise is the thing you deal with right now, I feel it's very apt. The rest is noise, Simon. Love is true, the rest is noise. No matter where you go, love will remain just as true. And so will the noise. The noise will just change. The nature of the noise will just change. We need you here, bro. You're here for a reason. It's effort. I know. It's effort, bro. It is effort. But you're making memories right now. Quite literally. Because you are embodied in flesh, and that is a part of our makeup to form memories or whatever. I put a little mini nugger. You can see the name as well. White Rhino, Pheno 1. Love is true, just need to navigate the noise. This is the way. Thank you for the reminder as well. Hey Melty and fam. If anyone is still in touch with Maxine, she's been having a rough go lately. Maybe take a minute to reach out to her and let her know that she still has loved ones. I've been talking to her on Discord myself as well. And Pojo is right in saying that Maxine could use some support. Might be some effort, true, but who knows? Maybe you two have a beautiful conversation that goes down in your memory as significant. Scary thing is I ain't scared. Yeah, bro, dying isn't scary, bro. Right? Is the sunrise scary? No. Is a flower opening scary? And then dying into the ground scary? No. Right? The scary part is when your ego gets involved. But again, it seems your ego is telling you stories about not wanting to be involved. And of course it's going to be calm. Right? I was pretty calm as well when I tried to go down the sewer slide. It is a lie. It is a state of dissociation. It is easier to be calm than it is to freak out about how much is going on around us at all times. Is that Zano? I see. Bless you, friend. It's nice having you here. Sending you lovins. It's just a big energy tax for me to hype myself up and then out myself, put myself together, then get to where I'm going, like I was meeting my friends in San Francisco. I'm directionally challenged. And I got lost. Sometimes it's too much, so I stay in the house most of the time. Yeah, me too. Me too, Joy V. Again, this is not me trying to call out. This is just me trying to remind myself as well. Because that's the fractal I had a conversation about today, right? John wanting to go out and sing, and me not really wanting to do the effort. I don't know what I'm doing here. And yet, if I do the effort, there will be memories had. Yes, all of the things that come with that. and I acknowledge both sides. I'm just giving attention to one side today. Look at this. Look at this. Or this thing. That was cool, right? Love you, Joy. Like again, you do go out. You went out last night to a show with your friends, right? So none of us have any ground to stand on to say you don't ever go out of your house. You do, and that's awesome. And I celebrate you, and I see that you sharing these fractals as encouragement for all of us to go and do that in our lives. So thank you for being a beautiful example. The noise can feel overpowering sometimes, but love always does. Always shows you the way. I have this deep rooted feeling that we are destined to repeat the lessons if we refuse to stay here and ride it out to a natural departure. I don't only believe this, Hojo, but I have had this as a very personal and deep experience where being at the gates of death, being shown that there are actually two gates. There is the gate of my chosen death, of choosing to death myself. And then there is the gate of my, final death, my destined death, or whatever that looks like. Right? And if I go through this gate of chosen death, unfortunately, it just leads into an elaborate maze that eventually brings me back to the same two gates. And I can either choose to go down the same gate again and go down the maze again, or I can go down the gate that wants to be gone through, kind of vibe, right? That needs to be gone through, that is waiting for you, right? I do believe it is waiting for you, because again, if you end it now, you might end the noise. You might, right? And I'm saying might because I don't believe you will, but you might end the noise. However, you will also end in the same breath all possibility, all potential for love, for connection made between fellow human beings, for a sense of appreciation for the food that you get to eat, for the pets that you get to pet, for the beautiful flowers you get to see and smell, butterflies flying through your field of vision, landing on a little pond, right? Like you lose all of that stuff as well. And maybe I'm too much of a romantic, but I don't feel like that's a fair trade, right? I'm gonna lose everything that could ever be good in this life at the hope that I might end some of the bad that I'm experiencing right now. Right? And I'm saying this having very much been in that state of mind of thinking about this stuff. And the weird part is it's not so much that I'm worried that I won't lose, and I'm putting myself back in my shoes as like a 16-year-old. Right? It's not so much that I'm worried that I won't get to have good experiences in the future if I kill myself. It's that I'm convinced that even if I do kill myself, nobody will care. That was the thing that got me. All right? That was the thing that got me. And for me, care, unfortunately, was very much brain damaged. Because the fact that if I passed, people will just go on with their lives messed with me. I was like, that seems unreasonable, right? And I guess that's very much the ego speaking as well, right? But it felt like a state of apathy, I guess, hopelessness, not caring, right? That deep sense of not caring. I don't care. I don't care. It's lies. So much lies. So much convincing yourself. So much the ego. And it's your ego, right? It is our ego. You cannot die. Your ego can, and your ego can seek death. But the you that you are cannot die. And in a weird way, your ego convincing you that it wants to die is like convincing you that it exists in the first place. Right? Which is its job. Its job is to convince you that you exist in the first place. Right? Oh yeah, me and my life and my story and what I think I am, right? While like viciously dissociating the billions big billions of years that came before, and the big billions of years will come after my life. Like, the thing that we are is so vast. It's kind of absurd. And again, right, this fractal of feeling this way on an egoic level should be seen as your ego doing a good job. Wow, ego, I'm so convinced that life sucks. Well done, dude. You're so convincing. Don't let it win, bro. Don't let it win. Young Father is a Scottish band. YouTube still not allowing flags on chat. America is being allowed, it seems. Trapped in a block of flats, not allowed a dog. I mean, I'm technically allowed a dog, but I don't have a dog, Simon. Because right now it would be a responsibility that I cannot justify. And the fact that I live in this area means that the dog will either have to shimmy through those palisades to go and poop on the grass, or will be pooping on the bricks, which means that I will have to be cleaning said poop. And if I am a bad dog owner, I will just leave the poop there. And I'm living with other people, which means that me being a bad dog owner, which is a possibility, directly leads to the discomfort of people that live around me. Right? So I understand the the whole fractal of your building not wanting to allow pets like that as well. I get that side of it. I don't know if understanding makes it any better, but on the other side of it, you can also see it as a consideration for the animal, right? Like a level of compassion. We might selfishly want maybe you can have a cat. A cat can deal with being a dog. You know. I'm sorry, you can't have a pet, Simon. He did say hello, dog. Maybe I can have a cat. Where want off this roller coaster, guys. Like the roller coaster is life, right? That is the polarity of life. That roller coaster, if you zoom out far enough, is an infinity symbol, right? And again, Simon, I've said this so many times before, but I'll say it over and over again because this is what I've come to believe, is that we have chosen to be here. We asked for everything, and now we're getting it forever. And everything means everything, including the noise, including the bad feelings, including the nausea, including the anger, including the strife, including the suffering and dread and guilt and shame. All of that stuff is also everything, or at least a part of it. But I would like to believe that it is a small part of it, because we don't spend all of our time there. We might spend a lot of our time there. I believe we spend too much of our time there. However, I don't believe we spend most of our time there. Because you're sleeping for like 8 hours, or let's say 5 hours, for some people who sleep badly. Right? You're sleeping for 5 hours. So 5 hours of your day, technically sleeping is nice. At least to most. Maybe you're having nightmares, right? Surely you enjoy eating food. Maybe you enjoy taking hot showers. There's some enjoyment, some love in that, right? Some enjoyment, some love in eating your food. Maybe you find some sort of satisfaction in watching a particular TV show, a content creator, a game you like to play, right? Whatever it is, there, like, if you really break it down into the metrics, you'll notice that love seems to be exponentially more true than hate is, than fear is, than pain is, right? Unfortunately, pain, fear, hate are the things that are the most dangerous to our survival. So if we weren't on a psychological level primed to deal with that as a threat, we wouldn't have survived as long as we did. And unfortunately, we still have all of that same neurology in our minds, right? Like all of this noise, if you think about it from the monkey perspective, all of this noise around you would technically on a biological level register as a threat, right? Because you're in your little cave or whatever, and there are noises out there, inconceivable noises, right? Ambulance sirens. What the hell is that to a monkey, right? People revving their cars. What the hell is that to a monkey? I don't know what else you said, but you get the point I'm trying to make. right? But you're not that monkey anymore. You can compartmentalize. You can listen to music, something you as a monkey can do. You can buy yourself earplugs. I have a pair of earplugs for that exact circumstance. And when I find myself being over noised, I put minus 18 decibels in my ears. So I want you to solve your problems, bro, because I cannot solve them for you. I would love to. I would love to pilot your body, first person view style, feed you good food, exercise yourself, go and get some sunlight, go out and have conversations with people other than your own mind. All right, I would do that for you. I would. Like crazy style, like Black Mirror episode style. I'll do that, but that's not how it works. No, sir. Fortunately, that's not how it works. You have to do it. It's up to you. It's up to you to save the world. Even if that world is only your own, it's up to you. Do the effort. It'll be a beautiful memory. No, no, no. Maybe sit for a moment and ask the roller coaster what it wants. Good question. Good thing to say, actually. Nice. I like that, Zana. You're already strapped in, no exiting the ride while it's moving. Yeah, ain't massively got an ego. Just want to jump into the big sleep. That's ego, bro. Because the thing you are doesn't sleep. Doesn't sleep, bro. It is consciousness, right? Like, understand that. I want you to understand that. You are consciousness, right? This thing you consider being awake, this thing you consider absorbing information from your environment, that's what you are. It is being experienced through this body, which is like a lens, which needs to sleep because it perishes if it doesn't, right? So you go to sleep, this body goes to sleep, but that consciousness doesn't. You dream, right? That consciousness continues. It doesn't stop. It doesn't ever, never, ever does it stop because it loves so much that it will be there for everything, right? As a loving presence. Like that's what it means to me to be in this relationship with life. You just have to find the love in it, bro. You have to find a way to love it. And it is effort. It is. I don't want to exit the ride necessarily. I just want to get out, walk around for a little while, and stop at every Waffle House we pass. That's doable, isn't it, Joy? I mean, do you know about DMT? That's a little bit direct, but weirdly enough, for me at least, when it comes to the experiences I've had, DMT is the closest thing to taking a step off the ride. But it's like the ride that you think is a roller coaster is just being a human, right? Like literally the day to day, I eat food, I drink water, I sleep, I wake, I eat food. That is the roller coaster. That is what you're actually doing, right? Sure, we have all of these complexities, these layers we've attached to that, but that's technically all you have to do, realistically speaking. And then, when you smoke DMT, you realize that what you actually are is so much more vast, right? And the roller coaster you experience there is so much more noisy, right? Like you think there's a lot of noise happening around you right now, Simon. Imagine, and this is a way to like articulate it. Imagine if you could break down all of those noises into informational like waves. As in, right, this truck has an oscillation of like gada 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 gada, right? And then you have that noise pattern, right? And that noise pattern can keep going. The ambulance noise pattern, right? Technically, you can condense those patterns. Then it goes, and you can condense them more and it goes, and you can, right? Right? So you can collapse information in those waves. Now, imagine all of the noise you're hearing and all of the little bits of information that they would make up being like a bit, right? I don't know if bits are going to be translated well because it's a computer term. Being like a sentence, all of the noise you're experiencing, right? Being like a sentence. And then when you go into like the spiritual realm, you get hit with the book, right? Like the whole book is just up in your face all the time. No sentences for you. This is like a sentence. You have to kind of live out this experience. This is a ride. This is the ride, and you are here for it. And every time I go into those experiences and I get hit with the book, I come back to being alive, grateful. I come back to being alive, realizing that I've chose, right? I chose to be here. I chose to be this, and I'm choosing to be it right now, as you are as well. Even though there might be a narrative behind it, the fact that you are means that love is true. No matter what your mind says, no matter what the world says, the fact that you are means love is true. If it wasn't true for even a second, you would not be at all, right? If there wasn't a second of love between you and between your mother and your father, right? Suddenly, no you. Everything you can hope and dream for just ceases to exist if there wasn't love. And that love remains, right? Again, the noise, the rest is noise. There will be change, but the love, stays constant. Find that constant, bro. It is you. It is right here. Never been to Waffle House before. I can't exit my ride yet. I've never been to Waffle House either. But I don't think that's too impressive. Joy Views is better. Intrusive thoughts in general, depression and anxiety is overwhelming me. Seek help, dear Simon. I have given you my whole list of advice. Now it's up to you to maybe find yourself a therapist rather there. Aesop Rock has a song about a kitten named Kirby, prescribed by his psychiatrist. Great song relating to the struggle. I love you, Simon. You're never alone. No, you aren't. Have you considered? Can you get a cat? And if you can't get a cat anyway, bro. What are they gonna do? Come in your house and take your cat away? They can try, bro. And if they do, defend it of your life, and then maybe you die in combat, and that would be better than killing yourself. Yeah. I don't know what to do. This is how I reason. Unironically, this is how I reason. This is how my mind reasons. And I used to reason like that. When I was very depressed, I was a very dangerous being, right? Like it is lucky. It is very lucky that I had some self-control, because I had no filters, no barriers, no, I want to say even morality. And that's a very dangerous state of being to be in. However, I ceased to fear death in that state as well, because I was more dangerous to myself than another person could be, right? I knew I had technically, if I wanted to, 100% kill rate on myself, but I doubt that other people would hold the same statistics, depending. Keep living, bruh. I can keep going down this rabbit hole, but it's a dark one. Simon, have you ever tried earthing? Taking your shoes off in the grass and squishing your toes into the dirt. Maybe lay there, communicate with who wants to take you. Then realize how mad they get when you say no, and realize the ones who want to take your soul are taking your joy too. Tell them out loud they are overstepping. This is beautiful advice. And I would take it, Simon, to heart, deeply to heart. The earthing part as well. If you don't do that, do that. Actually go and do that. That could help. You have a friend who lives in the Midwest. I don't understand how this happened, yo. With the Waffle House, I mean, I've only ever seen Waffle Houses in the southern states. Barefoot in the grass can solve a lot of problems. Zano just met a woman who swears by earthing, but we had an argument this morning because I swear too much. Were you arguing for swearing? Maybe the earthing lady has a point, Sweat while sleeping. Swear? Who swears by... But I sweat too much. Because I sweat too much. Oh, okay, maybe it's the sweat too much. Was she in bed with you? I don't know why, but I thought Simon was into guys this whole time. Maybe he's maybe he doesn't mind because how does I'm still my mind. Maybe that's the point of your vague messages is that I ask questions. Does anyone sweat while they sleep? Not anymore. When I was on antidepressants, I used to. I get the worst anxiety sweats. I was all damp after I got lost in the city yesterday. Oh goodness, you actually got lost yesterday. I thought you were talking about the getting lost like it's something that happened once. Not like it was a part of your fractal yesterday. I'm sorry to hear that, Joy. Mm, Yesterday, I wasn't even lost. My friends came to get me, but my body just short circuits. Yeah, that feeling of like lack of security. Like, oh, I am in an unfamiliar place, and I'm unfamiliar with the people in this place. I am in danger, and then that like gets reaffirmed every second that you're still in that place and you don't know what's going on. I am danger. I am. Right. You were loved. I'm happy that your friends came and got you. That must have been nice. I just want to get out and walk around a little melt. Have you met my friends, the Clockwork Elves? Not joking, Sam. If that's what you want, experience like that exists. They might give you Soma instead of Waffle House, but it's a good trade. Oh, she has to change the bedding. That makes sense. Hey, Toast. What do you get that feeling of danger is unfamiliar to a lot of South African cities? Um, no. No, but that's because most of my time spent in cities has been in cars, which adds a layer of bias. Cheers to you too, Brother Bear. When you have a GPS running and you're in a car, you can drive through some pretty sketchy areas and still feel kind of fine. I've noticed at least. But a state of alertness seems to be, necessary in South Africa. Just alertness, not so much anxiety as alertness. Sending you lessons, bro. It's nice having you here, man. Always, always, always. I was thinking about you and the little one yesterday, bro. Thinking about myself having kids as well. Thinking about myself specifically having kids now, and thinking what that would look like. Thinking potentially what an extraordinarily bad idea that would be. And then at the same time, uh, thinking about how I get it. I get it. I get why people do. Right? One of the things that I never understood is how my parents started having us as kids without having it figured out. Right? And this is a judgment I cast, very much so as a teenager. I was like, these people are children. And they had us as children. And they're still molding over the same, immature stuff that I feel I am now at this point in my life struggling to kind of like get over. And I would like to believe I'm making some progress. And now, at this point in my life, I get how it is possible for someone to kind of have this, I don't want to say reckless abandon, but this willingness to figure it out. We had a stream topic about that a while ago. Yeah, I'll just have a kid, you know. Do I have the means to take care of one right now? Absolutely not. Will I figure it out? I absolutely will. Right? And then thinking about how many people are in that state of mind throughout the world, or at least were, and how that gap has closed. Our willingness to believe, our willingness to trust even that we can figure it out has closed a lot. what is that gonna look like? I would like to believe that the individual human being will grow exponentially in value with our lack of scarcity future. I believe we're heading into human beings. The uniqueness that is your experience is going to become more valuable as a result of it. Less humans, more stuff means the stuff doesn't gain value. You do. Right? Surely? Right? That's how it works? Please? Please, fingers crossed. When you see the connection to the earth, to the sky, to everything, it feels so vast and still too large for your brain to comprehend, and it's so inspiring. There is so much more than just being here. But staying here in this present moment is where we should grow our comfort. Try not to stare into the abyss. Yeah. Realize you're staring from the abyss. That is a thought I came to one day, staring at myself in the mirror, looking into my own eyes. I kept staring, and I realized that what is behind my eyes has long died. And not in a morbid, like, oh, I'm dead inside, I'm so emo way. No. But like, there is fullness and then there is void. There is the polarity thereof. And I recognize that void, that emptiness, right, as the masculine behind this experience. It is infinite. And you can't stare into it. But it's better to realize you're staring as it. You are the infinite. You're not staring into. You can't stare into yourself like that. That's true. And what do you call that? Existential dread. There we go. We have a nice, pretty word for it. All right. Maybe I need to try the barefoot yoga. Yo, I give like free yoga classes every day, dude. Every day. You can just join them for free. And then boom, you have a certified yoga teacher queuing you. Right? Jesse, that sounds so nice. Show up for the yoga, bro. It would be nice to have you. It's over Zoom. You can be barefoot as you want. Yeah, thank you, Joy V, for inviting him as well. Maybe hyperhidrosis. This is a medication for it, but it is just at night. It should be something it could be something otherworldly. Palo Santo cleanses the bad spirits and keeps the good. The sage gets rid of everything, even spirit guides. Yeah, I mean, weirdly enough, I have had many an occasion with Palo Santo, and I would highly recommend you get yourself some of that as well, actually. But I am very much a smell person, and that's why I am so stoked about it. It smells amazing. The idea is that as you burn this wood, you're basically interfacing with all four elements, right? There is still some moisture as water in that wood, the wood as a part of the earth, the fire that you light your lighter with, the air that is needed for that fire to burn. And then, once you extinguish that flame and you have that little red coal, that smoke starts dispersing into the air and you smell it, and it smells so warm, so like sweet. Is it sweet? I want to say like a sweet, warm, woody hug, right? That just fills your entire space. And the way that I visualize the cleansing, like on the spirit plane effect, is that there are things in your space at all times, and some of them can try and encroach, right? And then when you burn a little sage sticky, it's literally putting particles in the air that you have burned with an intention, and those particles disperse into that entire volume that is your space. And that dispersion, in my mind, pushes out any unwanted guests. Right? I don't know if that's the way it's supposed to be understood, but that's the way I understand it. Let me know if that resonates for you, Zana. Mm-hmm. Melty is enjoying white rhino. I am, Toast. I grew some nice white rhino, bro. I'll probably, pay the price for this. I got, what's the word? Age restricted on one of my YouTube videos because I showed you friends so much of it, but this is, I think maybe at this scale, it'll be fine. Look at this tree. Isn't that a beautiful tree? Look at how that tree grew. Little crystallus. This is after the buds have been dry. After the trees have been dried, of course. Alright. I am so very proud. When are you going to South Africa, Toast? Huh? I can't send you any bud, bro, so you have to come and vape some of it here with me. What's keeping you? Pep, I mean, I was like, bro, I have a kid. Oh, and that's true. I'm sorry. Okay, big love to the little crouton, of course. Bread and cheese used to be one of my favorite snacks. Still is, just can't afford to spend my calories on it too often these days. Bread and cheese is very nice. Weirdly enough, when I was at my heaviest was when I was bread and cheesing myself. Because I would stay up until literally between 4 and 6 a.m. in the mornings. That was my range. And then I would sleep until 2, 3 p.m. And then I would do it all over again. But then in the late nights, right, I would only start eating like around like 12 p.m. I would make myself sometimes 4, sometimes 6 individual sandwiches, toasted sandwiches, because our toasted sandwich maker could make 4 at a time. So I'd make myself 4 toasted sandwiches, right? And then sometimes I would go back and do 2 more. And then I would do that of a bunch of ketchup. We have this brand in South Africa called All Gold, and it's very sweet, a little bit more viscous, and mildly acidic tomato sauce, and it works wonders with a cheese sandwich. And I would just eat those. That was like the only thing I would eat. That, and I would drink a lot of coffee. I would make myself coffee in like 1 liter pints. And then I would put like 6 sugars in that thing. Oh man. Oh, being a teenager. Reckless abandon. I just do whatever I want to, the teenager says. I'll just eat 6 sandwiches. Back to back to back. I'll eat a whole bag of apples right from the bag. I would literally drag the bag, like an hostage towards the computer, and then just sit there with that bag and eat the whole the whole freaking apple bag. All right. Spending our calories. Huzzah. Huzzah to us, spending our calories wisely or whatever. Swiss cheese. Oh yeah, crystal factor high. Simon, maybe today, if you can find the time, go for a walk and get some sun on your face. Smell different smells and hear new noises today. Try to absorb some of your thoughts and really dig into it. Yeah, leave your cell phone behind. If you know your way around where you're walking, that is. I don't know if you needed to get back home, but if you can, limit your distractions. It's gonna be uncomfortable probably if you haven't done that in a while, but it will be useful, especially to this state of mind thing you're going through. And as Joe said, digging into it, ask yourself over and over again. Every single time a feeling or a thought that usually tries to establish it as a truth arises, ask it. Ask it. How is it true? Why is it true? Where is it true? And then I would like to keep this card in my back pocket of love is true. And then I call Cap. on these reasonings if love isn't the basis of his reasoning. At least that's the way I try to help myself. Immerse yourself in the experience and really analyze it. Mal, there's a really great visualization. Also, make sure you call in giant protector elementals that have been here long before people. Thank them and call in your spirit guides. Even if you don't know them yet, but invite them in and thank them for protection. Do that to every living thing and space in your house while all your doors and windows and cupboards are open so bad energy can't hide. Mm. I have a piece of sage as well, so I think I'll do that. I'll probably have to like clear the space and then invite, right? If I invite first and then clear the space, I'm gonna be messing with them. Maybe I want to. Maybe I want to, spirits. No, no. Give him a break. He just doesn't know better. No, he knows better. He's just being coy. He thinks he's funny. It's easy to forget how cool this place really is when we live near the comfort of our depression. What a good way to say that it is. One of the ways that I try to say it is that we get used to the way we feel, the way we are, the things we think when we are in that depressed state. And that depressed state becomes familiar. And when it comes to our survival, the unfamiliar can serve as a threat. So we soothe ourselves by feeling the sense of familiarity, even though that familiar feeling is what we call depression. Yeah, we human beings really are something. Interesting critters we are. No, not necessarily gaining a new perspective on life as a whole, just get a new perspective on today. Yeah, what a good point that is, right? You can get a new perspective just on today. You can, if you've been sitting in like one room in your house, get a new perspective just by going and sitting in another room and spending a moment there and thinking to yourself. Because there is a certain level of psychologicalness, of states of mind shifting when we go into different rooms in our space as well. So give yourself new perspectives. Deep thanks, then salt the front door, back door, and windows. Try to focus on white cleansing, like shining a flashlight around your space. Not of sage with Palo Santo. Some of those things. The salting the front doors. Like after the stuff I've been through, a part of me kind of wants to do a lot of this stuff, Zano. So that's also where I'm coming from on the other side. I'm gonna embrace a beautiful rhino, say hi to them, and then we're gonna pull a card. Alright. Alright. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have a piece of sage, but I don't have a piece of Palo Santo right now. I might still have a piece of Palo Santo. It's not where it used to be. It might have just fell. I'll go look where I think it might have fallen. I have it like on my little windowsill, and between the windowsill and the field of vision, there are monitors. So maybe it fell behind those monitors. I kind of want to go see now. My mind is like, go and look. You go and look now. Go do it. Look. Don't tell me what to do, brain. Don't tell me what to do. Environmental interactions is often overlooked when it comes to recollecting oneself and one's thoughts. I'm gonna swatchy this around. The moon is beautifully peeking out. Yeah. I don't know if this zoom scene is good necessarily, but I'm gonna go see for a moment if I can find my piece of Palo Santo because I want to burn some of it right now. Womp womp. No dice. No dice. It is not behind my monitor, so I'll have to get new ones. I only had like one like nub of a stick left, so I was bound to get some new ones. Maybe the bad spirits took my Palo Santo because they knew I was gonna bad spirit. I did actually sage our house. I did sage our house. Maybe I didn't sage it hard enough. You know, that's how it works, right? I'll sage it harder next time. I think this might actually, yeah, already be stacked. Good, right. We can embrace phenol 1. Every single time I vape this weed, I picture where it was growing, right? The exact spot in which it was growing. And I like imagine this bud slowly into space, in that space, eating that sunlight. And now me bringing that space all the way here into my space. Don't sue me. You know, you know, and then being able to now appreciate, bringing it into my mind space even, right? Damn. And it started with bringing it into my mind space in the first place by thinking about the plan. Sage is temporary. At least I sage the house every day this way. So much saging of the house. Yeah, this is gonna be a big one. That'll do it. Time to pull a card. Raw basil tastes good. I actually have a little basil plant growing in my bags. All of my plants have been harvested. All of them now. And there's still some basil growing in one of the bags. You think card number 31? Not card number 31, but is card number 14. It's card number 14, the Together card. Green? Unfortunately not. Blue. Blue it is. Together. Always. All right. Very cool card. It is. It has the flower of life. I don't know if you noticed, dear friends, but yesterday's card was literally this flower of life as like the key focus. It was like, look, flower of life thing. And then today, we have like these shapes arising out of the flower of life. One of the shapes that is this form, and the fact that we are here together. Sure, maybe there's noise, but also the fact that we are here together means that there will be noise. If you were completely alone, it would be dead silent. And you would quickly begin to regret that if that was your choice. I believe, at least. And quickly to me is, year time frames. That's so quick. If you change your mind in a year, that's instant. Co-creation and balance. Let me just move this down a little bit. Yeah. All right. Standing together in an electrified field formed by the flower of life, golden spirals, and specifically inside a star tetrahedron, this couple joins in balance and deliberate co-creation. At this dawning of a new era, we have the opportunity, perhaps for the first time in millennia, to shift the obsolete paradigm of power over to an emerging vision of power too. It is certain that the old model is no longer workable. The ways of conventional power and greed have brought us to the brink of ruin. However, by mutual intent to co-create and bring balance, we will find common ground from which to create an optimistic future. Envision yourself standing in the symbol of co-creation and dynamic balance. First, seek your own inner point of equilibrium, your consciousness. Living in balance with male and female aspects within will make it easier to achieve balance when relating to others. Second, observe the way your intimate relationships are functioning. Are you living in cooperation and respect with the ones you love? Is there a dynamic give and take to your interactions? Third, consider how you are co-creating with colleagues and co-workers. It ought to be more than simply getting the job done. Finally, look at the way you view the world as a whole and your place therein. Let this card help activate your full participation in shifting paradigms towards unity, oneness, and peace. I pulled this card upside down for us today, technically, and the reverse meaning goes as such. Remember, we all have moments of imbalance. Be gentle with yourself and those with whom you are co-creating, and slowly move towards renewing your balance again. Yeah, get called out, Simon. Get called out, bro. Because technically, all of those people making their noises outside, they're co-creating with you, bro. If there was no Simon's ears to listen, there would be no Simon's experience of turmoil with the noise being so visceral. So they are co-creating with you, technically speaking. Maybe they're not making the most beautiful music right now, but slowly but surely, things will change. Hopefully with the rise of EVs, no more, burling cars. Maybe with the rise of EVs, there will be more self-driving, so less accidents, which means hopefully by that definition, less ambulances whizzing by. And I believe in this future for us, Simon. It's just a matter of time. It's the only thing we have, bro. Feeling better now. Good. Nice. That makes me happy. A natural teacher. Don't you flatter me now. Joe being so like Joe, and this comes as like the most beautiful compliment, because you calling me teacher like that instantly makes me feel like you have been that kid who brings me an apple and puts it on my desk, right? Many of you friends have brought me so many gifts, as a teacher in that way, but Bojo has that way of like taking a moment to honor the space that's like getting an apple from one of your students. So thank you, Pocho, for your love always, Brother Bear. For all of your friends' love, seriously. Sometimes it's okay to chill though, too. That like do more than getting the job done does not resonate with me. I mean, it resonates with me, unfortunately, right? Because I get it. I get it. Right? And especially in the industry I'm in right now, there is a lot of just getting the job done that needs to be getting job done, right? But it ought to be more than just that. And it is. I try, I desperately try to make it more than just getting the job done. And I fall short all the time. But I will get better. I'll get back on better. Little by little. Did your students in China bring you fruits and little gifts? I mean, the dads would bring me cigarettes, and they do consider that a gift. You know, so I got gifted. I didn't get gifted too much food, weirdly enough. I would get offered cookies when they were like eating them from a package. There was a certain like it's okay to give the foreigner like processed food fractal happening. Like if it was coming, at least that's what I noticed as a pattern recognizing being, right? Like they would rarely offer me the food they had in their like lunch boxes, which makes sense, right? You don't really share rice with someone. Yeah, cigarettes. I got so many cigarettes, right? And then I could then gift those cigarettes back to people who actually would smoke them. You know, lucky me. Not me though. No, thank you, sir. What else? One of the if we're gonna think about what a gift would be, you know, for me, experiences are gifts. So the biggest gifts I got was from Owen's parents. They took me out a few times. Once with like friends, once with frogs, and then once again was just some sort of like hot pot restaurant, which is also nice. That's very nice. And those were like the real gifts to me. Owen was so intelligent. Like he was like I think a 6-year old, and he would have conversations with me. Like I could ask him questions, and he would verbalize his responses. Like, and I was like, shit. And that's why his parents were inviting me out as well, because it was an opportunity for him to have conversations just in the world. And I was aware of that, right? But I was okay with it as well. There was a more than just getting the job done happening there, because he was gaining experience, having a conversation with a foreigner in English. And for a 6-year old, that was incredible. It's still incredible to me. I couldn't speak English as a 6-year old, right? I think I only really got the hang of it when I was about 8. And then still getting the hang of it as in I could understand it at most. Trying to say something in return, I usually would feel very embarrassed. I was like, this is not okay. And I would also be very insecure on top of my embarrassment, right? I would ask people, how is my English? People that were English speaking, I would be like, is my English good, nice? And they would usually be like, practice. Practice more. Expand your vocabulary, little boy. Maybe one day you will be able to have fisticuffs with me. Fortune cookies and cigarettes. Oh yeah. No, I didn't even get fortune cookies, bro. That would be nice. I heard that fortune cookies were an American Chinese restaurant thing. Very much so. I don't think I had. No, I did. I think I had one fortune cookie in China. Was it considered rude to not take the cigarettes? Yes. And not only was it considered rude, it was also not accepted. You know, like you would go, no, thank you, sir, and they would go, and then you would be like, and they would go, and you would be like, and they would be like, and then eventually you just buckle and you just take the cigarettes. You just take them. You know you're gonna throw them away or something, but you take them still. This guy's not gonna take no for an answer. He's gifting you cigarettes right now. That's what's happening. He has set a course of motion into action. He woke up this morning deciding, I'm gonna go and drop my son, and then I'm gonna give his teacher cigarettes. I don't care if you want to shake your head or I. This has been decided since this morning. It's happening, whether you reckon or not. Did you regift? Yeah, always. Always gifted them. Yeah, I didn't throw them away. I felt that was wasteful because, again, that was still a resource. Even though it's a resource I don't really think should be used, it is still a resource. And people will spend resources to gain that resource. So I might as well gift it, and then they might spend less of their resources, which is good, surely. I like giving cigarette fractal. Yeah, it's nice. It is nice. I never felt like, oh, stop giving me cigarettes, you cigarette smoker. That was never my energy. It was always like, oh, this dad is trying to give me something, you know, and this is a sense of, or a sign of appreciation and gratitude for me being his son's teacher. All right, and I always saw it like that, so it was always nice. 11:11, yeah, 11:11 to me means receive abundance. So thank you, universe. I receive abundance, even if it looks like 4 cigarettes. Okay, when I went to Korea, everybody smoked. They really do smoke in the Asian countries. I don't want to say it's like a stereotype I want to make, but it is something I noticed, you know, in China, everywhere as well. And they also allow smoking indoors in drinking places. And like it's kind of like the only way to tolerate the smoke inside is to start smoking yourself. So you're like so coarse that the coarse air feels smooth. Is that how it works? I don't know. I just know that I had to viscerally and aggressively wash my clothing every single time. Like I would have like nice jackets that I would wear to class. And if I go to one of the places with the other teachers, I would have to wash that nice jacket, you know, like 3 times for it to not smell like smoke. And some of the other people didn't care, but I care. I care. I care very much. I smelled amazing for my whole trip in China, right? That's also one of the things that I take very, very big pride is in smelling good. And there was this fractal of, you know, like since high school. I should share the very first thing that made me obsess about it. I was walking up the stairs, and I was at that point a matric, so like one of the seniors, and the grade eights have a certain level of respect, at least a little bit, for the seniors. And I was walking up the stairs, and then the grade eights were walking from underneath the stairs. And I could hear them like tut 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 tut, and then I could hear one of them stop, and he goes, "I smell melt." And I talk from the top of the stairs. I'm like, "Yeah, I just walked up the stairs." All right, and I believe at least, you know, I have good taste and smell as well, so there is a certain pride I took in that. And you know, the kids also like are influenced by stuff like that. If you walk into your classroom having just smoking 3 cigarettes outside in the smoking area, the smell that comes with that, maybe it's familiar, maybe their dad does that as well, but the comparison, the contrast of me walking in smelling like flowers or whatever. What do I smell like? I don't actually know what my smells smell like. If I had to try and give you a description, sharp and sweet would be the description, I think at least. All right. In high school, I could smoke cigarettes with my pottery teacher. I would bring her a pack of smokes all the time. Needless to say, I got an A. Bless. That's awesome. But the streets were so clean. There was really cool slash creepy cigarette butt receptacle. Did I miss context? Am I not on all messages? I'm not. Did that help? Oh, everybody smoked in Korea, but it was still so clean. And there were cool slash creepy cigarette butt. Maybe like cigarette butt disposal units? I'm not sure. Receptacle. Oh, there we go. Cigarette butt receptacle. There was lots of smoking happening in India too. Since I smoked at the time, I thought it was awesome. But looking back, don't think I could deal with it today. Yeah. I don't know if a part of me tried to understand when I was in China as well. I asked questions about it, you know. I was like, why? Why are you smoking? Like, really, why? And everybody that I asked that question to kind of answered it with, like, that's what you do. You know? Like, you drink beer, you smoke cigarettes, you eat peanuts. That's what you do. And I go, but it's bad for you. And they're like, yeah. Breathing the air here is bad for you. And I'm like, yeah, that is true. Yeah. Like, nihilism exists. Very much so. And indoctrinating slash suppressing your people so much so that even though they know better, they don't care enough because the prospect of dying sooner isn't really that big of a deal for them. Yeah, love is true. We all deserve better. I had a teacher tell me once as a goodbye, I expect to see great things from you. And at the time, I stood wide-eyed, feeling like I had just been cursed. I didn't believe in me. I can't remember her name, but I remember the seventh grade moment so viscerally. I wish I could show her what I've become. She believed in me, and those words blessed me. Teachers are so important to us. Teachers are the first, like, interaction layer with adult people we have in our world outside of our family members, our parents, and in our immediate family members, right? So it's such an important role that they play, not only as a teacher, but also as a stranger, right? And yes, dude, like some teachers are absolute amazing lessons in human compassion and tolerance. Yeah, yeah. Like there's a few teachers that when I think about them, in the same way, my fourth grade teacher, Juffrouw Anniki, was one of those teachers that loved so much, cared so much about me as a person, as a kid. You know, she like I stopped doing it because I felt like I was taking advantage of her kindness. But I hated class, and I would use any excuse to get out of class. So I would pretend to have headaches, and then go to the teacher and ask her, tell her I have a headache and I want to be sent to the prescription office to get a Benadu. Benadu is like over the counter, you know, it's like Tylenol kind of vibe. And you know, like all of the other teachers caught onto my bullshit quickly because I would exit the class and then go and get myself a Tylenol for like 15 minutes, just walking through the class. Like I would literally do this. I would just walk through the halls walk through the little arches, just having a dandy time, just taking a stroll. And then I would get back to class, having burned 15 minutes, feeling really good about myself. They like, yeah, I gamed the system. And again, all of the other teachers caught on relatively quickly, that I was doing that. And of course, I believe she did as well. But she still let me. She still didn't call my bluff every single time. She was like, oh, wait, dude. And then eventually I stopped because I loved her so much that I wanted to be in her classroom, right? She made me feel like there was not only like, again, because that's, I think, the thing that's so missing in our current educational system is that it's very much like a robot, technically, spewing information at your face, right? And that to me doesn't inspire my soul. I don't want to learn from someone who's doing that. But I did want to learn from that woman because she showed a character of love, that I felt I wanted to absorb more than, I can't even remember what subject I got from her. I can't even remember what I got something from her. Like none of the information she taught me is present with me, but the way she made me feel and the way she treated the kids around me, that stuff stays with you. Love you, Joe. Thank you for taking us down that memory hole. Bless the teacher that shaped us. I expect to see great things from you. Feels like a guilt trip regarding all the things I didn't do when I used to. Hear it as a kid, Joe. I get where you're coming from. The whole curse, like just hearing that articulation, like feeling like a curse. I expect great things from you, right? And not being like, oh, this person believes in me, but oh no, now I have to perform. I can't perform. Who am I to great things or whatever? Man, I'm smelling fumes, car fumes, and I am calm. Fresh air will be here soon. One of the cigarette butt garbages was shaped like a big, sexy pair of red lips, and underneath, see-through plexiglass lungs with holes in the top. The holes would collect rainwater and buds. So it looked like sludge, like bud sludge, but they did it on purpose. So it looks extra disgusting, and people still smell. That is a whole trip. Except for my high school algebra teacher, screw her. She told me I was hopeless. No blessings. uh, did any teacher like really like spew some curses at me like that? No. Usually it was like the meaning shit of like, we expect better. You're so smart. If only you applied yourself, kind of stuff, right? And I was like, bro, give me something to apply myself to, and we can talk. If this is what you want me to apply myself to, there's no hope for any of us. You want me to apply myself to this mindless nonsense. Why? Why are you expecting this of your children? Humanity, please. Please, mercy. I get it now, but at the time I needed help, and apparently I was too much to ask for. You are so loved. So gross, but so effective. I can imagine. Yeah, I think it does collect the. Oh, goodness. I wish could be art pieces like that here. Zano. Zano, you instantly inflame my mansplain. Don't wish. Don't wish. You are an artist. You could do that. Why not do that? Why not make that a thing? Do it. Make it. Do it. Don't wish. No wishing. Only makings. Maybe it's gonna be expensive. Maybe you can like do a little design. Maybe you can ask for some help even. Do like little designs. You can like, with our current AI prompting as well, you can make a bunch of them, relatively speaking. Right? You can prompt the type of materials you have as well. Get yourself something printed out. Get investors in front of their buildings, maybe in their bars or whatever. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Don't let your wishes remain untrue or whatever. You can make it so. I get it now, but at the time, bless you again. I got the English award in grade 12. Had a 95% in English. Don't know how to English anymore. Yeah, I didn't think I got 95 for anything ever. I think the highest percentage I ever got was like a 90, like an 89 or something for biology. Just because it was kind of interesting. Little bit interesting. I was like, biologist? But then I realized none of the stuff I was getting taught was necessarily practical. And instead of teaching me just the basics of biology, they should have taught me about my own and how that knowledge applies to my well-being, right? Because instantly I was like, they're just teaching us stuff, aren't they? there's no direction in this whatsoever, is there? There's just like stuff. This is some stuff, right? It's like there's like value in specializing as a person, right? That's how we do it in our sciences as well. Like a person specializes on one of the stuffs. With high school, it's just kind of like, here's stuff. There's like stuff out there or whatever. And I get that that's valuable from like putting feelers out into what you are drawn to perspective. But the fact that we spent 12 years putting feelers out like that seems a little bit wasteful to me. Our formative years, basically brain damaging ourselves, seems a bit inappropriate, don't we think? All right. As a grown person, I now understand that I am not asking for too much. I was just asking the wrong person. A lot of people who were ahead of the curve in high school have since fallen off the Zano. It happens to a lot of people. In my experience, algebra teachers are evil. Yeah, I don't have many math teachers that I particularly liked. I mean, I'm thinking about one of them. It wasn't bad necessarily. The other one was also not bad. If really on, it was a little bit hectic. Oh, teachers, bless them. Bless them in their hard work. Our garbage cans are art pieces here. Not big red lips art, but lots of them have mosaics and paintings. Nice. Mosaics and paintings. Nice. I'm happy to hear that actually, JV. That's super cool. Yeah, I also had a tutor, but she kind of scared me by telling me about her childhood. She said her dad drugged her. Uh, if you want to know what happens next, read for yourself. That is insane. Some people even crochet outfits with the garbage cans. That's so cute. That's cool. I bet we have some weird rules right here. Break the rules, I know. Break the rules. What are they gonna do? Arrest you? Good. Good. Take video of it. Go viral. Sell more of your art. There's only wins. I only hear wins. There's just winning. Right? One fractal. Oh, it's illegal to paint the garbage cans. No garbage cans gets painted. No joy gets stimulated. Oh, it's illegal to paint garbage cans. Paints garbage cans anyways. Right? You have the experience of making something beautiful. People have the experience of getting to see something beautiful. Worst case scenario, they try and prosecute you, prohibit you from doing so. You get to have a whole experience, a whole memory to tell us about, right? Because it's not like you're hurting someone. They can't actually, arrest you for something like that, surely. No, you don't have to be sorry for sharing. I think it's like she shared information that was traumatic, right? Like I don't know if the antidote to trauma sharing is more trauma sharing necessarily. Because again, like that could be very triggering for another person who have had similar experiences. which is unlikely, but even just thinking about it wasn't exactly very fun for me. The amount of anxiety in that space. Somebody around my area has been graffitiing the public work boxes. Is that the same thing, Joy? No. Maybe again. Sam, if that is something you find appalling, make it something beautiful. Make it something beautiful. You can. You can too. You can. They knit sweaters around the trees in the park so the deer don't rut against them with their antlers and destroy the bark. How about that? They don't like the sweaters. You would think they would. An extra layer of soft, but it's probably just strange to them. They're like, "Fuck, what's happening here now? Sam is graffiti, art, or just random scrollings. I mean, it depends. It depends. Like, I've seen good looking graffiti, but I've also seen just like chicken scratch. So I guess it's personal preference. I don't know how you class it, but Cody and Lisa seem very happy with one another, whoever they are. Oh, like I get it. Sam is talking about like the Cody, Hart, Lisa, like cutting that stuff into trees, fractal, or scribbling it on park benches. Yeah, also another one about lowering a baby down. Yeah, no, I don't know if we're here for that, unfortunately, Sam. We're here for sharing with one another, but like I don't exactly try to like tell you friends about all of the most traumatic things people have told me about in this space. I believe there is maybe some uh, value in talking about these painful experiences and then talking about how they make you feel. However, when it's just me talking, I'm gonna tell you it makes me feel bad, and I find it appalling, and I want to kill people like that. But that's not any surprising news. So I don't feel like there's any conscious evolution happening, unfortunately. But the deers and sweaters don't want to get jousted. That's also probably another thing. And it's okay. You are loved, Zana. As always, I'm gonna stack myself another vape, and then I'm gonna play some drums for you, friends. Make a little bit of doof doof. Make a little bit of sound. I am attuning my senses, sharpening some while dulling others. I can feel myself getting ready to play drums. Mm, yeah, you got trauma dumped on from a grown up in a position of power and it wasn't appropriate. Weirdly enough, weirdly enough, I don't know if it's the same thing for you, friends, but I've had those experiences so much. All right, like I don't know if I want to use the word individual in power, but maybe just an individual older than me, right? Like a person who is my senior. And in South Africa, there is a level of power you hold as a senior. And like the trauma dumping, bro. So much. I have, had secondhand trauma so much in my life that I I have had to start believing that love is true. Like the stuff I heard from like dads, weirdly enough, is the stuff that hurts me the most. Listening to stories of losing your son in so many ways. Thinking about my dad's fractal in that as well. I don't think he lost me, but he does consider me lost. thinking about me getting a son one day, losing him, really, or emotionally, and how I would have a hard time dealing with that. Man, human relations. Yeah, for sure, Joy. We had some stuff. She had some stuff she should not have been telling kids. 4 kids on our court, had her as a tutor, and she messed all of us up. She also wrote a book, so some of the parents read it. Our parents didn't even care. Because to them, it's just a thing, right? To them, it's just like a thing. But what is now proven that when you listen to stories, at least in part, there is like a neuron mirroring happening. On a neuron level and on a body level, your system attunes to the information you're absorbing. And in your brain, your body doesn't know the difference between actual happening and a story or an imagining, right? Your body will release the same stress hormones regardless. It's wild when elders demand respect, yet they do things like trauma dump on kids. I love the elders in my life, but damn, in hindsight, I'm recently realizing how that had affected my development. Overcoming it now with the right tools to do so. Clear communication and analysis. You friends truly have helped me in more ways than you know. Joe, thank you for sharing that. I'm happy that, I hit a chord as well with like that. Realizing, oh, interesting. And I articulated to myself why I believe that happens, Joe. So this is not me trying to uh, say it's right, but maybe to give us another tool to work with in trying to deal with this pain. Is that unfortunately, again, coming back to the whole sensitivity to information thing, we are more sensitive to negative information due to our need to survive. So, if you think of that from a perspective of being an older person who maybe don't have that much going on at that point in their life, right? They're not doing new things, they're not putting the effort in to make new memories. They might end up telling you things that get you to pay attention, even if that attention is visceral shock, and at the same time, get you to think about things, right? Even if those things are bad things, again. To think about them potentially as a victim and as that, and unfortunately, that victim mentality can also be like a type of power they have over you, right? Like, oh, because I've been through these kind of bad things, any like bad thing I do to you, like verbal abuse, or taking my trauma dumping on you and taking my inner baggage out on you. That's not so bad because all of this bad stuff I've been through. So yeah, understanding that maybe they do it unconsciously because they just desperately want to be paid attention to, and the only time people do pay attention to them is when they share the bad stuff. And then on the other side, it might be just another power play, which again is not cool. It's not okay. We didn't have the language or knowledge for how to deal back then, so by default it ended with being okay when it isn't. Yeah. Love is true. Holding all of you friends. You see that, Zano? In you sharing some potentially traumatic things, we ended up making conscious evolution progress. In all of us, in all of our minds, feeling this connectedness of our friends. Let's not traumatize our kids by telling them all of the worst things we've ever been through, right? Because guess what? They have more than enough to deal with. They'll have their own traumas to deal with. They don't need your traumas as well, bro. If you want to share your traumas, share it from a place of trying to give them a lesson, not from trying to make that the point, right? Like, oh, I trusted this individual that I wasn't supposed to, and I went through this very traumatic event that still to this day in ways haunt me, right? Like, then you're sharing the lesson of be careful without having to trauma dump on that person, right? Like, there is balance. I'm trying to teach myself how to do this stuff as well. I feel like my dad went the exact opposite way. Like, my dad told me absolutely nothing, right? He did trauma dump a little bit on me, a little bit, like telling me about how, like, his stepdad was abusive and stuff, which is something. And again, weirdly enough, now that I'm taking a step back and I have this memory to look back on, that was shared in a moment where uh, he was kind of, in a way, asserting this is okay. Right? You know what I'm saying? No? Good. That's actually a really good thing that you don't know. I got my own demons. What I'm supposed to do? What am I supposed to do with yours, yeah, bro? Like my demon cage is full. That's a full ass demon cage, bro. Like I can try and like cram one more demon in there, dude. But you have a cage full of demons as well, bro. You cannot put one cage full of demons and another cage full of demons. All right, bless you, friends. Thank you so much. I'm gonna get my beatbox. Thank you, Zano. And then we're gonna beat our box a little bit. Let me see if I can give us a better perspective. Yes. Yes, you are now tall. At least. This will be it. Love you. Yeah. Yeah, that was very necessary. Ooh, man, I have a better scene for us. Much better. Oh man, that is so beautiful. Oh, sorry about that. I just hit your head. It's worth it though, right? Worth it. Despite me hitting your head. Wow. I just noticed that my fingertips are bruised. I think I might have overdone it yesterday a little bit. And by the sign of my bruised fingertips, I'm gonna take it as probably definitely overdid it a little bit. Let me do it like this. Bad exposure. One of these days, we'll have so much dynamic range, which means I can literally be pitch black dark here, and this can be bright, and both of them will be in focus at the same time. Yes, I can feel it getting closer. Let's see. I don't know, but maybe. Uh, I'm tripping out about technicalities. Part of my mind just wants to go back and sit down. I'll show you the sunset for a few more moments. You wanna see a little bit of the bruising that actually is like visible from the outside? I don't know if it will be that clear, but that little that little bitty there, like that's the way my other finger looks. Ah, you'll get better soon. Don't worry, finger. My comments are not updating here right now. How can I get you? There we go. All messages. Yeah, Joe likes the sunset. Bless. I am ready to say goodbye for now. Maybe I'll just go like na 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 na. Saying goodbye, dear friends. I'll see you again tomorrow. Goodbye, dear friends. I'll see you again real soon. Just a few hours from now. Maybe some more, maybe a day. I'll be here once again with you friends for some conversations. So goodbye, dear friends. I'll see you again real soon. It won't be long. Just give me some time. See you again tomorrow. And there it is, a goodbye message as well. Have the most beautiful day, everyone. You're for real, so absolutely, positively, wholly, fully, utterly commemorated, memorizing Meltmore, and all of you oh so certainly spectacularly stitched together, totally, truly tailored, wonderfully weaved, wholesomely humanimal critter creatures, making a quilt of threaded memories, keeping us warm and cozy when we return home from our daily journeys. So much love to you, Sean. Thank you. Melty is singing a song for us. I did sing a song for you. Goodbye, dear friends. Love you. Thank you for being here for this moment. We'll have more again tomorrow. Cheers! Goodbye for now! Yeah, I love you!